Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome. We've made it to the end of the night shift week. Welcome to the night shift. Real Talk Wednesdays. Happy hump day to you. Big ups, each and every one of you who have it locked right now. Locked and loaded. Those on TuneIn Radio, those on PEMGTV.com, those on the affiliate stations, those right here at home of the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. Glad to have you. Couldn't do this without you. You have my word. I wouldn't even try. Kicking it off with a little Yankee boy.
Rock right.
The track is called Rock the Boat.
Rock the boat right. The way you're walking up your body, seductively in front of me, licking your lips, you make me say, oh my. You hypnotize me, girl, in a one. My eye them look, I can't watch no one. On this boat, you is number one. Make me tell you, if you keep on whining like that, baby girl, I tell you you're flat. The sugar stick in front, they go wake up. Oh, you so hot, you hotter than fire. Everything about you I desire. Look me hard in the eye, I surrender. You have the whole boat rocket to the left, rocket. You have the whole boat rocket to the right, rocket. You have the whole boat rocket to the left, rocket. You have the whole boat rocket to the right, rocket. Rocket. She walk in, she waits on up in that time. The vibes turn up, so she wants to grind. Drop the anchor, this girl is mine. If you keep on whining like that, baby girl, I tell you you're flat. The sugar stick in front, they go wake up. Oh, you so hot, you hotter than fire. Everything about you I desire. Look me hard in the eye, I surrender. You have the whole boat rocket to the left, rocket. You have the whole boat rocket to the right, rocket. You have the whole boat rocket to the left, rocket. You have the whole boat rocket to the right, rocket.
Want to say thanks to Pulse Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. When being in the moment is priceless, you want to give Pulse Media a link. What can they do for you? What you see right here on kevinstew.com. Yep, everything you see. They can give you the live streaming feature. They can host your website. They can create the website for you. They can also capture your moments in photos and in videos. If you have a regular broadcast, they can provide you the secure medium to do your broadcast, just like this. Give them a call, 754-999-6020, or visit them at paulcmg.com. Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. The way you're rocking up your body and the way you're licking your lips. Inviting you to call a friend, tell a friend. It's Marlon's favorite night shift show, Real Talk Wednesdays. And those of you who are tuned in on kevinstew.com right now and you want to share, just go ahead and do it. Click on the video, you have the features to share, or if you're on your computer, just hover your mouse over the video. You get the little share icon. Share it to whomever, wherever. They can jump on in. Nobody has to say who they are. You can remain anonymous and interact. Of course, I also encourage you to call and text 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-7839 is the number that gets you in touch. And if you're away, overseas, you can't text or call in. You can Skype. Yeah, I have that feature too. Kevin.stew. Nice and easy. No fussiness to it. Nothing complicated. Just Kevin.stew. And boom, you're there. So it's Real Talk Wednesday, like I said before, and looking at a little topic here that would rub some people the wrong way, but others have said that this has been the game changer for them. What? Cheating, infidelity, as it is known. And the question really is cheating ever a good thing? Can it be beneficial? Most people would say no. I posted the question at the beginning of the week on social media, and surprise, surprise, my first responses were yeses. Yeah. So, can cheating be healthy for a relationship? First few responses, they said yes. At some point, we are all tempted by the fruit of another, so to speak. It's an inevitable part of human nature, especially when curiosity, boredom, or monotony gets the best of our hearts. And, well, sometimes our groins. And with that being said, if you commit infidelity in your long-term relationship and fess up to your wanderings, not your wandering where you're thinking, but you're wandering as you're straying, could your union actually be better off than it was before you took this little sojourn? And according to several psychologists, the answer is a resounding no. As why is there a moth in my studio? As psychotherapist and author Dr. Jean Mann explains, when it comes to trust, cheating is like a bomb that goes off between your twosome. It destroys the core foundation that is needed for a successful relationship. The desire to have our beloved partner to ourselves is such a primal need that the breach of monogamy can inspire a level of hurt and rage that is unique to other kinds of betrayals. Before you move in the direction of your disloyal ambitions, consider consequences. The consequences that it could have on not only the relationship you've built, but your confidence and the self-esteem of your partner. But what we're going to do is actually present a closer look at what cheating actually does to a couple. And tonight is the night when we look at this from a few angles. So make sure you have come with your open mind and you've come with questions. Because I have some questions too, I may not have the answers. But that's why we get to have dialogue. We get to talk it out. Let's see if we can work out something and come to some sort of understanding. Yeah? And that's what's important. Having an understanding. And it's not being right or being wrong, but having an understanding. As Dr. Mann noted, the part of your relationship that takes the most brutal force is your trust. The vital bone of any couplehood is what glues you together. The trust. And it makes you feel comfortable and encourages you to be vulnerable together. You've heard me talk a lot about being vulnerable. Now, without this trust, the love you once shared is severely endangered. And this says Los Angeles-based psychologist Dr. Ivan Thomas. When trust gets significantly damaged, emotional and physical intimacy can become infrequent or non-existent, and a multitude of upsetting feelings such as anger, resentment, jealousy, insecurity, hurt, and or sadness can cause disconnection. Another big way cheating impacts an otherwise happy couple is by fracturing your bond, begging you to question not only your past and your present, but also your future. And according to psychotherapist Crystal Bradshaw, when a partner steps outside of the agreement of the contract of monogamous relationship, the hurt partner's own identity comes into question. And you get questions like, was I not enough? The hurt partner also begins to not trust themselves, not trust their intuition, not trust their decision-making process. This is why a gut check before heavily flirting or sleeping with someone else is essential. You're not only toying with your Facebook relationship status, but the emotional well-being of another person. A person you love and are committed to making happy. Cheating can do enormous damage to the self-esteem of the person who has been cheated on. It can make a person doubt their attractiveness, their performance in bed, and their desirability. It can wreak havoc on one's sense of self. So, why then do some people cheat? In hopes of changing the relationship? Interesting question. Dr. Mann explains that it is rare for a person to believe that being unfaithful might actually improve their relationship. Rather, thoughts of infidelity are almost always a sign of underlying trouble in the relationship. The number one reason why people cheat is lack of connection in the relationship. Most people do not realize how important creating, maintaining, and nurturing connection in a relationship is. There will always be temptations. But when a couple is feeling connected, the odds of acting on those temptations go down significantly. Well, according to Dr. Mann. And it's not the allure of someone sexy or irresistible, but rather a disconnect of feelings. While sexual adventures might be interesting and enticing at the start, when people start to look for love elsewhere, it's not about making love. It's about feeling intimate from an emotional standpoint, according to Dr. Mann. And she goes on to say that studies show that only 7% of cheating women and 8% of cheating men cheated due to sexual dissatisfaction. So it must be something else. The vast majority actually cheated either because of lack of emotional connection in the relationship or a combination of lack of emotional and sexual connection. Bradshaw says, noting that sometimes you might feel the urge to explore other pastures because you're trying to make your partner change, um, which is a quest that for most will end in disappointment. And other times, cheating happens at random, indicating a need for more self evaluation and reflection outside of the bounds of a relationship. Cheating can be a way to get a partner's attention and to facilitate the change they seek. For others, an affair can be a way to exit the relationship. Some people cheat and it has nothing to do with their partner. Happy people in happy relationships, they cheat. People who have no intention of ending their relationship, who deeply love their partners and the life they've created together, they cheat. So it can always happen. But they say it can be prevented. So how would one go about doing that? And what then do you do if you've done it? Here's another question. Can that ever work? According to Dr. Mann, cheating is never ever a good idea. But if it happens, it's an important crossroads to pass through with someone you love and cherish to determine if the relationship is worth working on or if it's time to part ways. Sometimes a crisis where a couple thinks they may lose each other makes them realize how much they value one another and inspires them to fight for the relationship. Sometimes cheating allows a couple to release their relationship and discover the flaws that led to the cheating. Sorry, not release, but reassess it. When they're both able to look at how they have contributed to the problems in the relationship and then address it, then ideally, with therapy, relationships can be turned around. But note here, it is when they're both able to look at how they have contributed to the problems in the relationship and then address it. Because it takes two. When couples are willing to do that kind of work on their relationship, then it can result in a deeper, more meaningful relationship between the two. Bradshaw echoes Dr. Mann's sentiment, explaining that many couples are able to improve their relationship following the aftermath of an affair. But that is not the right way to provoke change or transform because it takes a significant amount of time to get to that place. And most of the time, the memory will never be completely erased. An affair should not be the chosen catalyst to improve a relationship. Affair recovery takes a long time. It's not something you bounce back from in a few months. The remnants of the affair will remain with you forever. When you have an affair, you make that part of your couple's history. And you have to find a way to incorporate that pain into the story of your relationship. A couple who is going through a crisis of an affair often find themselves in having conversations that they've never had before. Conversations that have needed to take place but never actually did. They will engage with each other in ways they haven't engaged in for years or possibly have never engaged in. Even if they were in a relationship for umpteen years. So when you get to the point where you're in this relationship and you're being tempted, what do you do? What's the best trick that can prevent you from making a mistake you can't take back? Bradshaw uses one word to answer that question. Bradshaw says communication. If you've already tried that route and feel like you're hitting up against a wall over and over, then it might be time to seek some professional help in the form of therapy. And if your partner is not up to it, then you go to therapy alone. Sometimes you can implement the change that is desired within a relationship by doing your own work. Perhaps your partner will attend after you've had a few sessions under your belt, or maybe through your solo work, you can explore what you're getting out of the relationship and assess if it is the one that you actually want to be in. It takes looking into oneself to know what you want to get into outside of yourself. When you're giving of yourself, you need to be giving of something that you have. You can't. That's why you'd often hear me talk about self-love. You can't love someone if you don't have love for yourself. So there are reasons why infidelity happen even in happy relationships. And we touched on some of those, but we're gonna take a little break in a few and come back and address some of those reasons just a little bit more. Later on, we'll also look at how sometimes cheating could actually make a relationship stronger. Yeah, some people are like, when that? You just heard me mention it. And although it is not recommended to be the way to go, sometimes it happens. Basically, when it comes to people being happy in their relationships and going out and cheating, one of the things that was mentioned before we go on this break, one of the things that was mentioned is the whole idea of monogamous relationships. And those of you who have been listening to the night shift know that when I talk about relationships, I tend to go across the board and look at all types of relationships. In a monogamous relationship, you'll find that you have words like cheating coming up often. In your polyamorous relationship or your open relationships, you would find it coming up a lot less. One of the other differences you find in between open and monogamous relationships, and let me say this, a polyamorous relationship and an open relationship are not quite the same thing. A polyamorous relationship is a type of relationship that is open, and I separate them because when you get into open relationships, you get into things like swinging, you get into things like swapping, all these various types of open relationships. But one of the major differences between these types of open relationships and monogamy is something that was mentioned quite often by both Bradshaw and Mann. Communication. It looks different in both types of relationships. Very different. And I guess we probably need to learn how to communicate and how to communicate effectively, how to communicate from a place of authenticity these are the things that, in my opinion, are really missing from our communication in our relationships. And as it was mentioned, recovering from cheating in a relationship typically comes to a point where, or brings you to a point where, you're communicating in different ways, in ways that you never had before or you never had in a very long time. But that also comes through recognition of self. And if you don't believe me, ask the powers that be. Ask the people that study it. Check it out. If you want to be effective in your communication, you have to know yourself. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we'll look at some reasons why even in happy relationships, you have infidelity. We'll be right back. It's a night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Call a friend, tell a friend. Real Talk Wednesday. Be right back.
Pulsey Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsey Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there. We know how it feels. So we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
Retro Movement Marketing presents Where It's At.
Where It's At.
The biggest 70s dress theme party in South Florida. Where It's At.
Where It's At.
The annual 70s theme reunion.
Where it's at, baby.
Party starts from 8 p.m. until 3 a.m. Saturday, August 24th at Sawgrass Inn, 1711 North University Drive in Plantation. With music by The Veteran, Jabba Wayne from New York City, Mark Swaby from Florida, and hosted by Mr. Flavors.
I am Mr. Flavors, inviting you to the big dance party Where It's At.
Come do the line dance with the Icon Maxi Class. Dress code is 70s style with a $500 cash prize for the best costume. Belfoot pants, big collar shirts, hats, afro, and more. Saturday, August 24th at the Sawgrass Inn, Plantation. Pre-sold tickets at $25. Purchase tickets in Miramar at Sam's West Indian Store. In Miami at Kingston Delight. And Tropical Oasis. In Fort Lauderdale at Rainbow Variety Store. And Mama's Kitchen. In Coral Springs at Reggae and Things. And in West Palm Beach at Caribbean Choice Restaurant. For more info, call 786-295-3619.
Where's that, baby?
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
She left again. I'm so tired, too weak to fight. Wouldn't even try. But if the bell rings, I wonder what I'll do. I pick myself up off the floor, kick myself through the door. But if the bell rings, I wonder what I'll do. Will I be true to myself and whisper in her ear, yes? Or will I lie to myself and leave her standing there? Yes, Lord, I'll get myself someone new, rid myself of this misty blue. But then the phone rings, I wonder what I'll do. I ask myself, hey, what's the use? Then I tell myself some silly old excuse, and then the bell rings. Oh Lord, what do I do? Will I be true to myself and whisper in her ear, yes? Or will I lie to myself and leave her standing there? Yeah, oh, Shada, Shade, Lada, Boobarade, Shada,
The sound of Jack Radix.
I'll treat myself to a brand new car. Drive me
The
away.
track is called True to Myself.
Place far away, but then the bell rings. And what you think I do? Oh, was I true to myself?
Was I?
Whispering in her ear, yes. Or was I lying to myself when I left her standing, just standing over there? Shada,
Shada.
Shada,
Shada. You know this is my favorite part of the song, right? Shada. Shada. I just got to love it. Want to say thanks to Althea with her healing heavenly hands for sponsoring this segment of the show. Althea is a licensed massage therapist that comes to you once you're in Broad County, North Miami-Dade, South Palm Beach County. Just give her a call. It's at 954-655-9000. She'll come to you wherever you are. Bring her table, bring her oils. Just make sure that you have some time to go to sleep right after. Typically, that's what happens. You get a massage from Althea and you're just in heaven. You just kind of lay there and just fall asleep. Well, she really prefers you get off her table and go lay down somewhere else. But give her a call and see what can work out for you. 954-655-9000. Or email her at thealater@att.net. Shut up.
Oh,
shut up. So even people who are happy in their relationships, they end up going out and visiting elsewhere. The general thinking about why people cheat on a committed relationship partner is that there's a problem with either the cheater or the relationship. Often we assume that cheaters have a pathology, some unresolved trauma or dysfunction. That's typically what you hear, right? Or at best a form of emotional immaturity that pushes them into infidelity. Other times we assume that the primary relationship is flawed in some significant way that creates a perceived need for external sex and intimacy. Either way, we tend to view infidelity as symptomatic of underlying problems. The cheater and or the relationship is troubled, and cheating is the result. Well, guess what? More often than not, this is actually the case. Sometimes the cheater has an attachment deficit disorder. Sometimes the cheater has unresolved childhood trauma and uses the excitement of illicit sex and romance as a distraction from painful feelings. Sometimes the cheater knows that he or she is in a lousy relationship and uses those feelings to justify the infidelity or locate a new partner before abandoning the old one. Sometimes the primary relationship lacks sexual fire or emotional intimacy, so the cheater has a one-night stand or an affair to fill the void. And so it goes. Now, with that said, the cause and effect model described that we just talked about doesn't fully explain all infidelity. Over the years, there have been therapists that have had countless clients that would say that they love their partners. They have a great relationship. They enjoy each other's company. They respect each other. They are attracted to each other. The sex is good and there is no money or family or other obvious relationship problems. The only real issue is that they're cheating and they cannot or don't want to stop. So the cheater sits happy in his or her relationship, but still cheating and wondering why. Surely, the cheater says, there must be something wrong with me or my relationship, or I wouldn't be doing this. And typically, a therapist will start to explore the possibilities with them, searching for an obvious underlying problem to explore and address. So come sit on the comfy couch and tell me your story, kind of a deal. What this one therapist said that they learned over the course of nearly 30 years as a therapist, specializing in sex and intimacy issues, is that infidelity is often a symptom of a flawed personality or relationship, but not always. Some people are reasonably emotionally healthy and in a wonderful primary relationship, and they still choose to cheat. And this is true for both men and women. You know, there's a thought, a theory, general consensus that when you mention someone that cheats, it's the man. But women cheat too. That's just how it is. I recently was in a discussion with someone, and I said to them, how different do you think men and women really are? Outside of the obvious, the physical, they're not very different, men and women. So they do some of the same things. They lie, cheat, steal, kill, um, rob, maim, love, care for, nurture. You notice I did all the negatives first? Yeah. Everything they are both capable of. Esther Perel, who verbalizes the whole idea that there is something else, in her book, The State of Affairs, suggests 4 reasons why people are generally well adjusted and happy in their primary relationship, that they might nevertheless engage in infidelity. Risking their marriage, their home, their family, their standing in the church or the community, and more. Yes, in the church. I did say in the church. Because they're people too. So, the first thing, and again, I encourage you guys to communicate. 773-789 gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. I really would love to hear from you. Or you can jump into the chat room. Well, we call it the stew pot on kevinstew.com because we're fancy. Others call it a chat room because they're just others. We're fancy, we call it the stew pot. It's where we keep things bubbling. And, of course, this is a judgment-free zone. What you say here is valued. It's not just something that anybody is going to beat down or knock down or think of you differently because you said it. No, not here. Somewhere else maybe, but not here. Searching for a new sense of self is likely the most powerful of the reasons, and it may encompass the other 3 reasons. So, first on the list is self-exploration. And Esther Perel says, people stray for a multitude of reasons. And every time I think I have heard them all, a new variation emerges. But one theme comes up repeatedly. Affairs are a form of self-discovery, a quest for a new or lost identity. For these seekers, infidelity is less likely to be a symptom of a problem and is more often described as an expansive experience that involves growth, exploration, and transformation. For these cheaters, infidelity is an exploration of never experienced or long repressed parts of the self. It is freedom from who they have been and currently are. Interestingly, they usually don't want to change who they are. They simply want to escape those constraints for a short while. To feel young again, to feel unburdened, to explore and grow and experience life. When these individuals cheat, they're not looking for another person. They're looking for themselves, or at very least, for a lost or long ignored aspect of themselves. Second is the seductive nature of transgression. Sometimes happy people who cheat say they feel like a teenager when they're sneaking around and having sex or an affair. It is exciting, it's forbidden, and they get a kick out of breaking the rules. It's like a 5-year-old sneaking a cookie that his mother said that they couldn't have. The forbidden cookie just tastes really, really, really good. In his book, The Erotic Mind, Jack Morin discusses this phenomenon from a sexual perspective with his erotic equation. And the equation goes like this: attraction plus obstacles equals excitement. And just like any equation, you move the parts around and you get different scenarios. But that is the seductive nature of the transgression. Because a cheater is not supposed to have an extracurricular sex and romance. They want it even more. For children and teens, pushing the limit in this way is a natural exploration of self and the world. As an adult, infidelity can feel more like the same, expressing a natural exploration of self and the world. Adults are just older teens. Teens are just older toddlers. Nothing more to it than that. The third on the list is the allure of lives not lived. Now here, instead of transgression, it's missed opportunities that draw cheaters in. They think about the one that got away, or the one that never was, or the life they could have had if only. This may cause them to feel limited and fenced in by the life and the relationship that they've chosen, regardless of how much they enjoy that life and that relationship. So they indulge their curiosity. They use extracurricular sex to see who they might have been if they had opted for a different path. And again, this form of self-exploration where infidelity introduces the individual to the stranger within. They go to the mirror and they say, "Hi, I've never seen you before. Nice to meet you." Fourth on the list is feeling new or exiled emotions. Happy people who cheat may do so to experience new or exiled emotions. This is a form of, once again, self-exploration. Men can be especially vulnerable to this, as they are often told as they grow up to repress and not express their emotions. And over time they learn to cowboy up and not feel. Unfortunately, in doing so, they often stifle the joy as well as sorrow, pleasure as well as pain. For these individuals, regardless of gender, infidelity is more of an emotional release than a sexual release. And once again, cheaters are exploring the inner self. Makes you look at this whole concept of infidelity in a little different light now, doesn't it? Now, we're not taking away the fact that whatever the reason, cheating hurts. Are some reasons for cheating better than others? Does that question even matter? From the perspective of the betrayed partner, probably not. For the betrayed partner, sexual betrayal hurts the same, no matter the underlying cause. And there's no good reason to do it. from a therapy standpoint, this is where things change. The reasons a person cheats actually does matter. If a person is happy in his or her relationship and cheats as a way of exploring the self, the approach to healing is very different from that of a person who cheats as a misguided way of addressing personal pathology or unresolved childhood trauma, emotional immaturity, or problems within the relationship. So you have to know which angle you're taking it from as a therapist. Now, something very key that was mentioned is how men and women are cultured. Men typically are told to man up, quote unquote, to tough it out, to move on, shake it off and move on. And women are allowed to express. But look at what that has caused in our communities. Look at what that has created in our society. A bunch of men who don't know how to communicate effectively. A bunch of men that even when they're hurting, they don't know how to express it. So they keep it inside and it festers and and then they explode. How many women do you see going out there committing mass crimes? When you hear of a female serial killer, that's like few and far between. I don't know. I cannot recall any stories of any female serial killers. They're typically males. And when you find your behavioral analysts, your behavioral analysts, and they do their thing, they usually come up with some childhood trauma, some feelings of inferiority, all from, you think about it, typically all from not being able to express self, express feelings, express their emotions. Well, feelings, emotions, same thing. You know what I mean? But on a whole, not being able or not being encouraged to communicate, and to communicate from a place of authenticity. Those who follow me on social media will sometimes see me share from the author of the Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, or any of his sons, Don Miguel Jr. or Don Jose Ruiz. And they encourage you to find self. And in the Four Agreements, they talk about being impeccable with your word, not assuming, always doing your best. You see, the authenticity is it's needed. You need to be authentic. I'm leaving out one of the Four Agreements. Which one am I leaving out? Somebody help me here. And then there's a fifth agreement, which Don Miguel and Don Miguel Sr. and Don Jose wrote, which is to be skeptical, but listen. You know, these little things all point to self. Nobody helping me out with the Four Agreements. I'm missing one. Four Agreements. I'm missing one. Which one am I missing? Be impeccable. Oh, don't take anything personal. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Those are the 4 agreements. And the 5th agreement is to be skeptical, but listen. It all points again to self. Be true to yourself. We're going to take another quick break. There are a few things I want to mention as we're going to take this break. The first being coming up on the 31st of August. Saturday, the 31st of August, is the MJ Media Group, in association with PS Youth Outreach Center, will do their first in a series of educational and inspirational workshops on business, finance, technology, health, personal development, and so much more. Presenters are local professionals who have the passion to give back. And this is a free event for the community. This is going to be happening at the Lauderhill Central Park Library. And this is at 3810 Northwest 11th Place in Lauderhill. You will have Melissa Jane of MJ Media Group presenting productivity tech tools. You have community resources being presented by Paula Scott of PS Youth Outreach. You might remember Paula being on this show about a year ago, maybe. It's been a while. We need an update, Paula. Could be 2 years. The Power of Appearance being presented by Julianne Lee of Jillian J LLC. You're familiar with that name. You have Personal Finance and Taxes being presented by Wendell Moore, CPA PA. You'll have Home Buying Tips being presented by Dr. Marcia Dimas, who's a realtor. And The Winning Ticket being presented by Steve Barrow, business mentor. You don't want to miss this event. This event is a free event, and one that is guaranteed to be a winner. You'll definitely leave with something. If you want some additional information on this, you can call Melissa at 954-279-3839. And something else I want to mention is coming up on the 24th of August. So the week before this MJ Media Workshop, is the Coal Fire Brunch, all you can eat Caribbean style brunch for $30 on Saturday, August 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 410 North Andrews Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. Now, this is going to be the home of the first black-owned restaurant in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Not only are they black-owned, but it's Caribbean-owned. So let's go out there and give our support to Coal Fire Restaurant and Catering with their Coal Fire Brunch. They have bottomless passion fruit, Caribbean twist mimosas, and Caribbean style buffet, which is done the Coal Fire way. I was there at the last Coal Fire Brunch, and it was amazing. Can I tell you? It was so good. So come out and give your support to the first black-owned, first Caribbean-owned restaurant downtown Fort Lauderdale. Saturday, August 24. You don't want to miss it. That does okay. So there's that, and one more thing. One more thing I want to verbally mention. You heard me mention Julian Lee. Well, the featured piece for the month of August, courtesy of Julian J, is this that you see here on the screen. This beaded black, green, and gold beaded necklace, earring, and bracelet set, which pieces can be worn individually or in combination. You can mix and match them. So go ahead, check them out. Jillian J. Email jmarie at jillianj.com. jmarie at gillian-j.com. Or give her a call, 954-281-2587. Tell Julie you heard about it on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, and you're interested. You want some personal styling tips, or you want a customized piece, just talk to her. Let her know what it is that you want, and she'll hook you up. I know because I've seen it done. We'll be right back to wrap this up and move into our musical therapy in just a few moments. When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
JTMC Music presents the highly anticipated, much talked about, The Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with The Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy P, Denny Ranks featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations on the rhythm: Zeal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skelenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
It takes an entire village to raise a child. Hello, I'm Paul Campbell, here to talk about Palace. Peace and Love Academic Scholarship. This non-profit group supports students facing serious obstacles from entering or continuing their studies, not because the grades are failing, but due to the lack of financial support.
Over the past 8 years, Palace has awarded 600 scholarships valued at approximately 50.3 million Jamaican dollars, or 415,000 US dollars.
Together, we must build a better future for our children. Please visit www.palace1.org and make your donation to brighten the future of a deserving child. Palace, preserving young minds for posterity.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew. working on the night shift. The night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Well, DJ Kevin's true Sally Soul. That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Celestia DJ Kevin's true.
Hey baby, I just want to get close to you.
Sunshine, moonlight, delight. Just a couple words describing who you are. Lovely, so lovely. Want everyone to know why I'm in love with you. Patient and strong, always. No matter what I face, you've been there to bring me through. Just fine, on time. It took a while to see that your love was true. Now no one cares until I belong to you until the end of time. Good to know you're mine, and all I want to say till my dying day, I just wanna be close to you. Honest and sweet, heaven is where I wanna be, where I am when I'm with you. Perfect, yes, perfect is what you gave to me for all the world to see. Now no one cares, 'cause I belong to you until the end of time. Good to know you're mine, and all I wanna say till my dying day, I just wanna be close to you.
Come on, Joanna, follow me. Say,
It took a while to see, now we know the truth. Now no one can undo. I belong to you until the end of time. Good to know you're mine, 'cause you're mine. Only wanna say, dying day, I just wanna be close to you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love it.
Peter G working out with Joanna Marie.
I just wanna be close.
They say they just want to be real close to each other.
It took a while to see, now we know the truth. Now no one can
I want to say thanks to JTMC for sponsoring the segment. JTMC will take care of your tour management needs, your bookings, your promotions, your event management, your social media, your entertainment needs. Let's give them a call, 678-793-8800, 678-793-8800, or you can visit them at jtmcenterprise.com. And of course, just mentioned the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Thank you, Joanna Marie. Joanna Marie working out there with Peter G. Their rendition of Close to You. And that's where else would you want to be but close? You know, they say there are some reasons cheating will actually save your relationship. Yeah, eyebrow raising, I know, but I guess the more you tune into the night shift is the less your eyebrows raise with some of the things that I say, right? So the battle cry of those who are perennially unfaithful with relationships usually runs along the lines of, well, human beings are not meant to be monogamous anyway. And this is usually met with a roll of the eyes and a click of the tongue, despite being biologically accurate. Western society as a whole tends not to treat the issue of infidelity with any degree of sympathy, but increasing numbers of sex therapists are starting to warm up to the idea that cheating in some aspects can actually help to save a relationship. Who'd have thunk it? Of course, this is not the same thing as sexologists arming couples in possession of a roaming eye with a pack of condoms and urging them to go and get theirs. The more pertinent advice for couples who feel their relationships has entered rocky territory is to talk things out and seek to resolve the issue together. However, therapists and couples alike are beginning to identify situations where cheating can not only add a spark to a relationship, it can be one of the key factors in making it better than it ever was. What? Cheating would make the relationship better? So we're going to look at some results of cheating that both therapists and the unfaithful claim will help a relationship to be healthier from a mental and physical benefit to the flowing of an existing relationship into something both beautiful and bulletproof. You know, in this day and age in the US, we love things that are bulletproof. Now, while what we're looking into shouldn't be looked at as an endorsement of the views to, say, go henceforth and commit infidelity, but look at it to be contained within the context of provoking fascinating debates. You know, look at it as the broadening of one's mind and the opportunity to do research for oneself and to ask questions. So, first benefit is an ego boost. Yep. One of the most common reasons for cheating is simply because you can. To view absolutely everybody who cheats as being morally bankrupt, not just morally bankrupt, but morally bankrupt sex fiends, is an immature and limited way of seeing the world. Many people who cheat on their partners don't plan to do so. They simply take advantage of an opportunity in a moment of weakness, assuming that their partner never finds out and they can live with the guilt. What is the benefit of a one-night stand? An instant benefit from a one-nighter is the incredible ego boost that it provides. The joy of knowing that a complete stranger of your close friends, a complete stranger or one of your close friends finds you sexually attractive can boost your self-esteem to the point that you become a more confident, productive person in other key aspects of your life. Your performance at work may improve as you view yourself in a better light. You're more relaxed and happy around your friends, and you become a more attentive and loving partner. Bliss versus blisters. While extended affairs have a tendency to be viewed as a greater betrayal, the ego boost provided by one-off instances of cheating can sometimes be so effective that the first relationship receives a boost also. The happier a person in their own skin, the better they tend to treat and relate to those closest to them in turn. So you get that boost. Of course, now what is going to happen is all the partners that see their partners just suddenly being perky and more attentive and everything is going to say, wait, hold up. What did you do? Just run with it. All right? Just run with it. Cheating can lead you to be a better lover. Ooh. Everybody likes better. So unless a couple go out of their way to try to find new things in bed, a long-term relationship can suffer through the sex life becoming stale and predictable. And even boring. There are, of course, many useful sex guides and tip sheets plastered all over the internet and magazine columns, but many people choose to learn new tricks outside of the marital bed. And then, as they learn it, they practice it and they bring it home. Well, that's what you do when you go to school, right? You go to school, you are taught something, and then they send you home with homework. So, but sex, like most other things, improves with more practice and experience you have. So, although tenderness and intimacy are often the key factors to the most satisfying sexual experiences, new techniques, positions, and experiments always adds just a little bit of spice. When one partner in a relationship is more adventurous than the other, it can be tempting to explore new experiences. So, you might want to try to level out the playing field every now and then. Now, while sex isn't the be-all and end-all of a successful relationship, it does form an important part of life for most couples. In the confines of, say, an open relationship, it could be argued that polygamy can improve the sex life of a couple and therefore the relationship in and of itself. Makes sense. Another thing is that infidelity can add fizz to a flat relationship. And of course, for those who like sparkling drinks, when it goes flat, you just don't want anything to do with it anymore. So, unless you're supernaturally lucky, marriage and long-term relationships are hard work. Don't get it twisted. Even the ones that say, boy, I've had the best relationship ever. Ask them, okay, what have you done to get to having the best relationship ever? What kind of work did you put into it? And you watch them reel out the list. It is naive to think that love alone is enough to keep a relationship successful and healthy. What can seem safe and loving one moment can grow quickly to be boring and suffocating with indecent speed. Now, with that said, is infidelity really the way to move forward? Many commentators and experts seem to believe, well, yes. Couples with one partner who has lost their sex drive have spoken of feeling a new freedom when the other has sex outside of the partnership. On other occasions, people have rediscovered their lust for their partner after being turned on by the notion that somebody else finds their partner attractive. Even when the affair remains an open secret. Do you like that? Open secret. What started out as an illicit secret has proven to be the savior of many relationships. Another thing on the list is that you can satisfy sexual and emotional needs. So, not all people who cheat cover their sexual adventures with layers of subterfuge and deception. Open relationships are becoming more common, where one or both partners are free to pursue an active sex life outside of the relationship. And let me go ahead and slip this in here, no pun intended. It's not just sexual relationships that are open. Just to put that out there. When you open up a relationship, it's not just to say that it is going to always be sexual. Sometimes it's not sexual. But we've talked about that before, and I guess we'll address it again. Just not right now. This is quite common where one partner in the relationship has a low or no sex drive, but the other still has natural urges, or just has a little bit more urges than normal people, quote unquote normal people. The couple are open about the fact that one is having sex outside of the relationship, outside of the marriage, but the other is often happy that their sexual needs are being fulfilled. The reason for cheating is not always sexual, like I said before, but can often be tied into the feelings of being desired and needing intimacy. In a marriage where the couple have common interests and little desire to part, but have long since lost the sexual spark, cheating can be a way of filling in the gaps that are present in their partnership. I find this one here to be quite interesting too. Revenge cheats. Now, being cheated on is one of the most humiliating and dreadful things that can happen to a person. Their belief that their previously happy and safe existence is shattered, and many find that their ability to trust in their partner or any future partners that they may have irreparably damaged. While most therapists believe that only addressing the issues together can repair the relationship, many people take on the view of an eye for an eye. So, revenge cheating is a veritable emotional minefield. Not minefield, but minefield. While dragging a stranger or a friend or your partner's best friend into bed to get back at them may be initially satisfying, there is no guarantee that you'll feel better afterwards. Often there will be an escalation where both partners find themselves miserably pumping away at anything that consents in an attempt to even the score after the latest infidelity. Some people, however, feel that a one-off affair cancels out another and leaves both partners free to carry on their relationship as before. The couple may even view themselves as being stronger for the experience, now that the need to itch has been scratched. Another way it can be beneficial is that it can help you to identify areas that need attention. So, the worst has happened and you've either cheated with that bartender or been cheated on. After you've found a new place to drink, where do you go from there? Providing that you're still talking to your partner, this could be, the dawn of a better stage in your relationship. Cheating is one of the major indicators that something is inherently wrong within the relationship. While nice, good people can and do cheat, there is always something that compels them to do so. It isn't always a case of one no longer finding the other attractive. Often there is intimacy missing from the relationship, or sympathy and understanding is sought from the arms of another when your partner has stopped listening to you. It happens. The discovery of the betrayal often leads the couple to assess the state of the relationship. And when they begin talking and thinking about the problems they have together, how and if they should overcome them, a couple can emerge from adultery all the stronger for the experience. 50 Shades of Grey has a lot to answer for. And there are so many who love that movie. Or the book. Amongst the things that it has popularized, idiot billionaires and their phrase, oh my, is a startling rise in the amount of people who openly go to flagellation clubs. Suddenly, pursuits such as B&M and S&M are no longer viewed as a domain of kinky weirdos. A lot of people are started getting into it as a result of 50 Shades of Grey. But a particular brand of fetishism, which apparently accounts for 15% of all married couples, is a form of swinging called cuckolding. I almost said cockadoodling, but cuckolding. The word is one of many priceless gifts that Shakespeare bestowed on us, and refers to the husband of an adulteress. Cuckolding basically involves a married woman openly cheating on her husband in order to humiliate him, often making him physically aid her. The husband gets a sexual thrill from this humiliation, and et voila, the couple have fantastic sex afterwards. It goes without saying that forcing your partner to indulge in their darkest fantasies, like forced bisexuality and voyeurism of their own wife, only works if the other half is consenting to it. So cuckolding fans swear that the thrill and lack of deficit involved in open cheating has added a new layer of intimacy to their relationship. So cuckolding, it has become a thing. The next thing is on the list. Cheating can aid conflict avoidance. Some people will do anything, you name it, to avoid conflict. From Neville Chamberlain to the time your father probably broke your mom's favorite vase and blamed it on the dog. History is littered with people who pretend that the massive problems they faced weren't bad at all. Many couples treat their relationships in the same way. Rather than admit that it drives you crazy when your other half treats you with an utter lack of respect, many people choose the passive-aggressive route of refusing to confront their partners and instead rely on conducting affairs to rid themselves of the tension that these problems cause. Remember I talk about communication and authentic communication? They see it as being healthier than bottling up their feelings and frustrations, and far kinder to their partners to cheat behind their backs rather than blow up at them and risk everything. I say take the risk. While it is probably not the most sensible approach to make a booty call every time your partner annoys you, it's understandable that some people would rather get back at their partners for issues that drive them crazy rather than risk losing what might be deeply a satisfying relationship. Moving on to the last two things. Most victims of infidelity never find out. It's a nugget of information that either freezes the blood in your veins or is oddly comforting. But the likelihood that you've already been cheated on or cheated upon and never suspected a thing is staggeringly high. Many people cheat and simply never tell their partners or their friends about the deception. This is good news for gimlet-eyed, priapic love rats, but probably not bad, probably really bad news for everybody else. But put the boot on the other foot for a moment. If you got drunk at the office Christmas party and did unspeakable things in the stationery cupboard with Elizabeth from accounting, would you necessarily find it fair to burden your partner with that kind of knowledge? Many either choose to live with the knowledge of what they have done and never burden their partner or friends with the deceit, or simply feel guilt about it all. It's debatable whether never telling your partner and spinning an ever-growing web of lies around your relationship can actually improve your relationship, but never letting on that you've been a cad will probably save it. However, only for now. Personally, I say spill the beans. Let the chips fall where they may, and move on from there. Lastly, before we get into our musical therapy, cheating can help baby love mature into something much bigger, something much better, something much brighter. The most insufferable couples to be around are those that never have outgrown the baby love stage. The first throes of love. We've all seen them. The perfect couple with the perfect lives who go to perfect places and make them even more perfect with their perfectness. As nauseating as it is, we've all been there. So what happens when one of them cheats? Ooh. Love takes on many forms, and that first rush where you want to be with someone all the time and miss them when they're not around, it's thrilling and it's new. You know, that shiny new object. That's not to say that it's necessarily the best stage of the relationship. The stage where you know what each other is thinking, where you have a rock beside you, where you can accept each other's flaws and love them as a whole. This is probably the best love of all. So, how does cheating help you to get from A, the baby love stage, to this stage, B? Only the strongest of relationships can survive infidelity. But a partner cheating can open the eyes of both couples to the myriad set of flaws and disappointments that each possess. A couple who can survive the pain of cheating and move away from the infantile stage of projected idealism, baby love, into something more rewarding and real may well be the couple who truly are the real deal. These are the ones that need to be on that magazine cover, because these are the ones that are real in their love. These are the ones that are true in their love. Unconditional love will stand the test of infidelity, because unconditional love is authentic. It speaks out. And it speaks out in a place not to hurt, not to take advantage of, not to put down, but to lift up, and a place of vulnerability. And most of us would have grown up thinking that being vulnerable is being weak. Being vulnerable is one of the most powerful things you could ever do. So, as we move forward from this place, when you hear of someone cheating, or if you yourself have been cheating, or your partner has been cheating, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end of the relationship. It doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. it can mean that you have transcended to a stage or a type of relationship that is now bulletproof. This is Gershie. The track is called You Are the One.
You hold the key to my destiny. Let's see the world together. Come and fly away with me. I'm just thinking about you, baby. Thinking about you. And the moments we've shared. Oh, yeah. The day that I met you, you stole my heart away. Sweet passion in your eyes just drives me wild. I'm just thinking about you, baby. And the moments we've shared. Oh, yeah. Come celebrate this love with me. Your heart and soul with mine. The apple of my eyes. Girl, you're so divine, baby. You are the one for me. Your love means the world to me. I'm so thankful I'm with you. You are the one for me. Your love means the world to me. I wanna spend my life with you. You're always on my mind, and I want to make you mine. I love your tender kisses, and I love to see you smile. I'm just thinking about you, baby. Thinking about you. And the moments we've shared. Oh, yeah. You're the only one who truly cares for me. Let us get together and raise a family. I'm just thinking about you, baby. Thinking about you. And the moments we've shared. Oh, yeah. Come celebrate this love with me. Your heart and soul with mine. You're the apple of my eyes. Girl, you're so divine.
I want to thank GMAC Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show, our musical therapy segment.
Love means the world to me. I'm so thankful I'm with you. You are the one for me. Your love means the world to me.
Your love means the world to me.
Life with you.
Hey, I want to encourage you guys that are on kevinstew.com or the ones that listen to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Listen. On kevinstew.com, there's a little donate button. Go ahead. Click on it. Make a donation to the site. Make a donation to the program. This is a fully listener supported program. This is the sound of Pluto Shervington. That's the title of the track.
candy. Your honeybee choke is by a million miles. Your kiss is sweet.
Your kiss is so sweet.
Honeybee choke is by a million miles. Oh no, 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 no.
Hey.
Your kiss is sweet.
Got to love Pluto. Taking it down just a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to get you too riled up to send you off to bed. This is on the Code Red Band.
Now I don't know how good I am, but I'm sure glad you're mine.
This track has Bobby Rose doing the lead vocals.
I'm out to say you're appreciated.
The track is called Unconditionally from their album Timeless.
Without you in my life, although I don't deserve you, you give me everything. You treat me like a king. I know sometimes I hurt you. You still give me love. Unconditionally. A night at the movies. Handling dinner for two, cruise across the Caribbean, or a little quiet time, just me and you. Too often I've canceled these appointments, left you disappointed. Broke your pretty little heart, but you never broke your commitment. Although I don't deserve you, you give me everything. You treat me like a king. I know sometimes I hurt you. You still give me love. Unconditionally.
This is Sadiki.
I'll be there when you open your eyes.
His rendition of I Want to Wake Up With You.
The first thing that
12 minutes before I get on out of here.
I want to wake up with you.
What a beautiful feeling.
Lay by your side now. Come let me feel your heart. And throughout the night, I want to hold you tight. I want to wake up with you. All the love inside me has been sleeping. Wait until the right one came along. You can share the love that I've been keeping. You can put the music music to my song. I wanna wake up with you, baby. I wanna reach out and know that you're there. I want you to be the first thing that I see. I wanna wake up with you. And throughout the night, I wanna hold you tight. I wanna wake up with you. All the love inside me has been sleeping, waiting until the right one came along. You can share the love that I've been keeping. You can put the music to my song. I wanna wake up with you. I wanna reach out and know that you're there. It's been a while, I've seen you smile. Makes me wonder what's been on your mind.
For the Hezites,
it's been a while.
This is Hezron, track called So In Love.
To like we used to chill and play for a while. Maybe I've been a little occupied. To keep you smiling, babe, I gotta hustle over time. Now it seems to me you wanna ask me if my love is true. Just in case you are wondering, make no mistakes about my feelings for you. And I'm so in love with you. Yes, I'm so. All I do for you. Everything I do. I'm so in love with you. Baby, I swear this is the truth. All I do for you.
Best believe it's the truth.
Maybe I could spend more time with you, baby. Maybe I could have told you more times that I do, baby. Maybe I could again kiss you more, yeah. Just to show you my love for you is secure. Baby, I'd walk 100,000 miles, baby, just to keep you happy and satisfied, baby. Whoa. Now it seems to me you wanna ask me if I still do, yeah. Just in case you're wondering, made no mistakes about my feelings, baby. I'm so in love with you, and this way I feel.
Can you feel the love in this song? My goodness.
I'm so in love with you.
I want to thank you each and every one for tuning in this week. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love.
I do for you, baby.
I encourage you, each and every one, to extend that love in your community. And your community is not just a development that you live in. Your neighbors are not just people that live next door to you or around the corner.
Now it seems to me you wanna ask me if I.
The people that you pass as you walk, ride, and drive, whether you take the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train. These people are your neighbors. I encourage you to do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's gonna do something good for you tomorrow. My name is DJ Kevin Stew. This is how I like to do it to you, for you, and with you. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 to midnight, right here, kevinstew.com. And mark my word when I say I am in love with you.
I've sat in this old bed before on some other.
Closing out with my favorite AJ Brown tune. A track called When You Love.
But the way it was is just a fantasy.
Kevin Stew.
I'll eat some of my favorite food when I lose myself in a mood. The food sits cold there on the plate while I feed on my memories of you. You captured me without a fight. And what do I say? I say it's quite alright. You've made me feel indeed that I was wrong. I was blind, but now I see what life can be when you love. I catch the scent of your perfume as it moves sweetly through the room, moving from reality to a place where you are my sufficiency. I laugh at some old joke of yours that did not amuse at the time. The way I'm acting now to me puts me deep inside the web that you have weaved. You've captured me without a fight. And what do I say? I say it's quite alright. You've made me feel indeed that I was wrong. I was blind, but now I see what life can be when you love. I say it's quite alright. You made me feel indeed that I was wrong. I was blind, but now I see what life can.
As we go into the strong end, I want to encourage you guys to be good. But if you can't be good at it. Y'all take care until we meet again. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. Catch you on Monday, Community and Finance Day. This part right here. Listen.
You made me feel deep down inside that I was wrong. I was blind, but now I see what life can be when you love.
I hope you find and realize what life can be when you love. I'm out of here. You all take care. Be blessed. Be good. Catch you later. When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.